Pnawn da i chi, croeso i ganolbarth Cymru am olygfa, dyma'r olygfa. Mae'r bioden yn ei weld am ni yn hedfan uwch ben Cae Piod, cartre, Clwb Pêl-droed Bow Street. A mae'n brawn mawr iddyn nhw. Mae'n benwythnos mawr, ail rownd Cwpan Cymru, a penwythnos pan mae clybiau o uwch gyngrair Cymru yn ymuno ar gystadleuaeth. A mae un ohonyn nhw fan hyn, sef y Flint, wedi teithio i'r canolbarth i gwrdd o Bow Street. Bow Street yn chwarae yn y drydydd haen na'r her i Flint. A Lee Fowler nawr ma am gêm, am benwythnos. 64 o glybiau, 32 o gemau. Croeso mawr ato ni, mae'n hyfryd cael bod yma. Dyma sy'n crynhoi sgorio, fi'n credu, Cymru Gwlad Belg nos lun. Bow Street Flint yn fyw i chi pnawn yma. Mae'n dweud y cyfan, tipyn o bnawn i Bow Street pnawn yma, Sean.
Pidio'r gorau.
Wel, well da fi fod fan hyn, mae hot dogs yn eithaf fan hyn. Ti'n nabod yr ardal yma, a wych, ti'n nabod y clwb yma, mae'n dipyn o blawn i glwb fel Bow Street.
Ie, ydy. Mae'n achrysur i'r pentre, wrth gwrs, war erbyn tîm o uwch gyngre'r Cymru. Gobeithio bydd y chwaraewyr yn gallu mwynhau y cyfle sydd o flaen o heddi. Felly mae'n bwysig bod nhw'n mwynhau y cyfle. Ond dyma'r tro cyntaf i tîm o uwch gyngre'r Cymru ddod yma. Bai Colwyn wedi bod yma, Bangor, Met Caerdydd bod nhw ddim yn yr uwch gyngor ar y pryd. Felly mae dan nhw brofiad o chwarae erbyn tîmau mawr Cymru. Ie, mae rhaid bod hwnna'n help hefyd. Ond sut mae clwb o'r drydydd haen yn delio â gêm fel hyn, neu'n paratoi ar gyfer herio clwb fel Flint? Wel, fyddwn ni'n gallu edrych ar tydlannau Facebook sgorio, wrth gwrs, ond i fi, mae rhaid i Bow Street edrych ar ôl nhw hunain. Yn dactegol, fi siŵr bydden nhw yn edrych i falle cymeryd y gemau mewn chunks i ryw raddau, 20 munud gyntaf, cadw yn y gêm, gobeithio am yr ail hanner, a just gobeithio falle cael gol fach ar y diwedd.
Ie, cwpl o gemau wedi bod yn barod. Yn edrych ar canlyniadau neithiwr yn gyntaf. Sean yn sôn am Fai Colwyn, maen nhw drodd yn gyfforddus, yn erbyn Bai Cynmel. Ond nhw'r bedwaredd haen Bai Cynmel. Un gêm rhwng dau o glybiau uwch gyngor Cymru, Llanelli di fynd â hi o dair i ddim yn erbyn Hwlffordd, Cambrian United, Pontypridd United hefyd, a Llandudno drwodd. Tipyn mwy o gemau pnawn ma. Ni'n dechrau fan hyn, Bow Street yn erbyn y Flint. Dewch i ni glywed gan reolwr Bow Street nesa. Ges i air yn gynharach gyda fe. Gwion ap Dafydd i chi. Gwion, dyma ni, dynod mawr wedi cyrraedd. Beth yw'r teimladau o gwmpas y clwb?
Ie, mae dynod mawr i'r clwb yn dweud. Ie, mae bach o nerfusrwydd, ond mae pawb yn edrych mlaen. Ni wedi bod yn brysur iawn dros yr wythnosau diwethaf yn trio sortio pethau allan. A bach o wahanol i just arfer yn y gyngrair ni. So, edrych mlaen, ond bydd e'n gêm anodd dwi'n meddwl heddi. Ond mae pawb yn edrych mlaen a gawn ni weld beth sy'n digwydd.
Beth ydych chi'n disgwyl o ran y Flint, er enghraifft?
Wel, dyn ni'n gwybod, maen nhw yn y Cymru Prem, so byd nhw'n tough tîm i chwarae yn erbyn. Dwi'n gwybod mae gyda nhw cwpl o boys eitha mawr, dwi'n gwybod maen nhw hoffi set pieces nhw a pethau. So ni di wneud bach o ymchwil amdano nhw, ond dyn ni'n hyderus yn ein ffordd ein hun, meddwl bydd ni'n gallu rhoi good game i nhw, so gawn ni weld beth sy'n digwydd.
Goliau eich o bwyntio i gyd ar sgorio. Chi'n gwneud y gwaith cartre o bell dydw yma?
Dyna'r peth. Ella bod y mwy anodd i nhw neu bach o ymchwil arno ni. So, gawn ni weld, dwi'n gwybod bod rheolwr nhw wedi gwylio ni cwpl o snosau yn ôl. Ond fel bod pob peth ar-lein i'r Cymru Prem. So, ni wedi gwneud bach o ymchwil arno nhw. Yn
ddiddorol, gêm gyntaf nhw'n y cwpan. Chi wedi chwarae tair yn barod. Felly, chi wedi cael tipyn y daith i gyrraedd yma?
So bydd hwn y 4edd gêm yn y cwpan. Dyn ni wedi gwneud yn eitha dda i bod yn dig. I cyrraedd hwn, diwetha nath ni colli gêm cyntaf. Ond, dyn ni wedi cael 3 gêm galed, cystadleuol. Ond yn amlwg i gyd fatha o gwmpas safon ni. So bydd hwn yn step fwy nawr i'r boys.
Chi wedi cael sawl diwrnod mawr fan hyn. Ambell i ddwrnod yn y cwpan hefyd, cofio gêm fawr yn erbyn Bai Colwyn. Disgwyl pnawn mawr arall felly?
Gobeithio, a cwpl o blynydde yn ôl. Nefyn, dathon nhw, fatha good crowd lawr efo nhw. Athon ni'n dim i fyny ar y diwrnod. So, nathon ni gêm ohono fe. So, dwi'n gobeithio rhywbeth tebyg heddi os o'n ni'n gallu rhoi gêm i'r Flint, lle sgorio gol neu ddau. So, gawn ni weld.
Gwion, diolch yn fawr iawn, pob lwc i ti.
Diolch.
Braf cael sgwrs da'r rheolwr cyn y gêm yma. Ni wedi clywed gan y rheolwr, ni wedi clywed gan Mr Cadeirydd nesaf. Mae Amlyn Evans yn ymuno gyda fi a Sean. Pnawn da, Amlyn?
Pnawn da.
Dwi'n blawn pwysig, blawn prysur i chi, mae'n siŵr.
Wel, mae wedi bod yn wythnos brysur, fel weled i, mae'r lle'n edrych, war teg, mae dipyn o graen ar y lle heddi. Mae bechgyn i bod yn brysur drwy wythnos, war e'n torri, ac yn brwsio, ac yn sbeico, ac yn raca, felly, mae'n neis cael yr gêm i ddechrau o'r diwedd.
Lot o waith di fi mewn i hyn. Mae'n siŵr bod lot o waith yn gyffredinol o gwmpas clwb yn y drydydd hain. Lot o wirfoddolwyr yma. Rhwch syniad i ni, faint o waith sy'n fi mewn jyst i gynnal y clwb? Wel, swn i'n dweud bod yna rwy'n wedi bod yma mwy na un, wedi bod yma bob nos am 4 awr, bob nos wrth wythnos yma. Fel ti'n gweld yn neud gwaith ar y cae. Mae'r gwaith yn y cefndir, fel mae pawb wedi clywed am comet erbyn hyn, mae hwnnw yn fwrdwn ar bawb. Ni'n glwb bach pentre, ni'n rhoi cyfleoedd i fechgyn lleol i chwarae safon yma yn erbyn tîmau mawr, mae hyn yn wych. Ond ydy, mae'n mynd â lot o'r amser. Mae bel newydd, mae hwn newydd, neu back heel.
O'n i'n ffili resisto.
So os chi gweld hwnna, sio fan erydd. Oedd e ffili stopo. Sôn am fechgyn lleol, mae un fan hyn.
So fe, o'n i'n trio fo'n cool fo Rob Page, weles i'r clip na'r Twitter.
Mae'n siarad am chwaraewyr lleol, mae'n ddiddorol, ti'n nabod yr ardal ma'n dda, Sion. Be sy'n ni, os rhywbeth i newid gyda Aberystwyth yn disgyn o uwch gyngrau'r Cymru? Mae clwb fel Penrhyn Coch yma yn y gyngrau'r Gogledd hefyd. Le mae hwnna'n gadael clwb fel Bow Street?
Wel, ti'n meddwl, mae rhai yn dweud, falle dyle bod ni wedi cael symud lan i haen 2, ond dwi'n siŵr os dyn ni'n barod i wneud hynny. Fel weli, bydde angen gwella cyfleusterau, bydde angen arian, ond hefyd dwi'n credu bod gyda ni le penodol o fewn yr gadwyn os licio di, roi cyfleoedd i fechgyn sydd falle ddim fyny safon haen 2 ar hyn o bryd. Dwi'n siŵr mi eith na nifer o'r tîm heddi, fel weli di, yn y blynyddoedd nesaf, mi fydden nhw haris safon uwch, ond bydden nhw wedi cael y cyfle gyda ni. A felly fi'n credu bod hwnna'n bwysig. Os edrych chi di, mae yna 3 o fechgyn tîm llynedd y chwarae Aber ebyn hyn, mae yna 3 neu 4 y chwarae Penrhyn Coch. Felly, mae'n gret bod y bechgyn ma'n cael cyfle fan hyn a cael cyfle i wella.
Be sy'n taro chi, nabod yr ardal, so mae yna gymaint o glybiau yn yr ardal yma, yn glybiau pentre, cyngrau'r lleol, Bow Street, Penrhyn, Aberystwyth. A falle i glwb fel Bow Street, sydd wedi gwneud y dda i cyngor, falle bod hi'n braf just setlo aros le i chi am gyfnod. Ie,
fel cyn chwaraewr, ti'n edrych am step na, ti'n edrych am y cyfle na i chwarae ar lefel uwch, felly oedd amlwyn gweud y ffaith bod chwaraewyr, falle dod o pentre bach fel Llanila ar yr enghraifft, o Abereiron. Maen nhw nawr yn cael cyfle i chwarae erbyn tîm o uwch gyngor Cymru, yn Cwpan Cymru, waw, am brofiad.
Ie, a'r camerau yma hefyd, mae hwnna'n braf i ni cael bod yma, mae'n wych cael bod yma. Cwpl o wilwyr falle ddim wedi gweld gymaint o Bow Street, pwy chwaraewyr dylen nhw fod yn gwylio allan amdano pnawn yma? Wel,
i ni'n ffodus o'r leini bod ni yn cael bechgyn yn dod o'r brifysgol bob hyn. A mae yna 3 wedi bod o'r gogledd gyda ni, a ni wedi bod yn reiddiol iawn yn meddwl am enwedd. Felly Rhys Gog, Sean Gog, Harry Gog, a felly mae Rhys yn mynd i fod yn un ohonyn nhw heddi.
Beth yw enw iawn?
Rhys Hughes, ie.
Wedi cael atric yn barod yn y cwpl?
Wedi cael atric, a mae e'n dipyn o chwaraewyr.
Well y fi'r Steff. Steff bach, Steff bach.
Ie. Wel, mae un yn fwy na llall.
Mae'r enw'n gwneud y cyfle. Gwych, Aflin, diolch am y sgwrs. Dwi'n prysur i chi, mae'n siŵr. Dewch i ni glywed gan reolwr y Flint nesaf, Lee Fowler. Well, Lee, here we are in mid-Wales. Feels like a proper cup tie this afternoon.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's what the cup games give you. And it's the reason why you guys are here as well.
It's a tough one. For Flint, if you win, everybody expects you to win. If you don't, it's a massive story. How do you approach a game like this?
That was the message we said to the lads in the change room on Tuesday, Thursday, leading into the game. But ultimately, we've got to come to do a job and make sure we're in the next round of the hat.
A bit of a boost last week, a nice win as well, a couple of goals flying in. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for, momentum now. Obviously, we're not far off being a very good team, but we've got to back that up with victories after another victory, which we haven't seemed to be able to do yet. So it's going to be a tough game. I come and watch them versus Cae just before we play Britain Ferry. So, it's their cup final, and I've just warned the lads there, if they're not ready for it and they start to take the mick, they've got 1 or 2 opportunities before they get brought off. So the message is clear. We're here to do a job, play our way of football, and make sure that we come away with the victory.
Yeah, how hard is it preparing for this? Because as their manager, they've been watching Scorio, they've been watching all your highlights, so they can see plenty, they know what's coming Flint-wise, whether they can deal with it's a different matter, but how hard is it for you to prepare?
No, as I said, we know a lot of people in the North Wales who've helped us out. We were lucky, me and Evo went down and watched them versus Cae 2 weeks ago before we played Britain Ferry, so everything marred up to what we heard about them. So it's always important to go and have a good look at them to see, your own view on it. So we've done our work on them, and the proof will be in the pudding when you come into the 90 minutes of the game.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lee Fowler yn barod amdani hefyd. Ni bron yn bod yn barod am y gic gyntaf fan hyn. Diddorol, Sean, Bowstri yn sôn am Rhys Hughes, fe wedi cael hat-trick. Elliot Reeves gyda Flint. Hat-trick penwythnos diwetha. 9 gol yn y gyngrair yn barod tymor yma. Pan chi'n sôn am lefelau gwahanol, falle bod hwn yn amlwg yn fygythiad o ran Bowstri.
Mae hat-trick wastad yn neis fel ymysodwr, cael 3 mewn 1 gêm.
Ond cael 2 na fe llenelli tymor yma.
Llenelli o'r tîm mewn offi waren erbyn o'n debyg. Ond fydd hwnna'n rhoi hyder iddo fe, yn rhoi hyder i'r tîm wrth gwrs. A mae'n anodd, fel tîm sy'n dod uwch gyngor Cymru i Bowstri fel hyn, mae'n banana skin yn yw. Felly, y ffaith bod ti'n dod mewn i'r gêm ar ôl canlyniad arbennig o dda erbyn Llanelli wythnos diwetha yn bwysig.
Trawiadol clywed Lee Fowler yn sôn, yn blwmp ac yn blaen i'w chwaraewyr, dim nonsens. A fi'n cofio wrth gwrs Steve Evans gyda nhw ar y faig, sôn am pedigree Cwpan Cymru. Mae nhw dîm reoli sydd ddim yn mynd i gymryd unrhyw beth yn ganiataol.
Na, Amlin jyst yn gweud bod Steve Evans yn gentleman ar diwedd y gêm a'r rheswm ymni, achos nes nhw'n ennill yn allan o 2 gol 1. Felly, fydda nhw'n edrych am rhywbeth tebyg heddi, ond ar gyfer Bowstri, sefyll yn y gêm, fwn gystadleuol ar gyfer ail hanner.
Dyma ni, felly mae Sean yn mynd i ymuno yn y sylwebeth y pnawn yma wrth i ni edrych ymlaen yn fawr at hon. Cwpan Cymru, mae hyn yn crynhoi'r cyfan, dyma ni yn Bow Street, clwb o Drydydd Hain yn clywed bod enwyn yn allan o'r het, bod nhw'n chwarae Flint o uwch gyngrair Cymru a ni'n barod amdani. Felly, tipyn o bnawn i ddod, ni'n dechrau fan hyn, newn ni ymuno felly, a'n tîm y sylwebu ni.
Diolch Dylan. It's a long-held belief that magpies have a fondness for all things shiny. And this afternoon, at Cae Piod, the famous Welsh Cup trophy is the distant but shimmering prize that the black and white plumed footballers of Bow Street are aiming for. Gwion ap David's men have already progressed through 3 rounds of the competition this season, but it's fair to say that the club from the 3rd tier still have a great deal of work before them if they are to achieve an improbable triumph in the final next April. Indeed, they'll have to win 5 more games just to claim a place in the end-of-season showpiece, and they face a colossal challenge in the first of those ties here this afternoon against Flint Town United from the Cymru Premier. Joining me in the commentary box this lunchtime is someone who knows exactly how it feels to win a Welsh Cup final, having done exactly that with Prestatyn Town back in 2013. Croeso, welcome. John Hill-Dunt. He'll be taking a look at the teams with me in just a moment, but first we'll observe a minute's silence in memory of Gwyn Edwards, a Bow Street resident, who played as a goalkeeper for his local side and also for Queen's Park Rangers, and who recently passed away.
So on the ref whistle, we'll have a minute's silence.
In memory of former Bow Street goalkeeper Gwyn Edwards, impeccably observed. So here are the teams. Gwion ap David makes 2 changes to the side that claimed 3 points at Rhos Aelwyd last Saturday. Centre forward, Harvey Matthews drops down to the bench to make way for the experienced Steffan Richards, who makes only his 3rd appearance of the season, while captain Garmon Nutting also returns to the starting 11 after making a 25-minute cameo last weekend. So, joining me, as I said, John Hill-Dunt. John, how are Bow Street going to line up this afternoon?
Hi mate, thanks for the welcome. I can imagine by looks of it, it'll be a 4-2-3-1 in possession, and then I can imagine the wingers will tuck in out possession to a 4-5-1, allowing Flint to have the ball and sitting in a mid-block trying to break on the counter on them.
Diolch, John. Lee Fowler also makes 2 changes to the Flint side that claimed a comfortable victory against Llanelli last Saturday. Ben Wyn and Danny Davies step into what remains a strong starting 11. Wyn scored at this stage of the competition last season when Flint demolished Gresford Athletic by 5-1. Davies, for his part, missed almost all of last season with a cruciate ligament injury. So he makes only his second start for Flint today. And here's how they line up.
So I think what you'll see with Flint today is their wide centre-backs will be stepping in with the ball a lot, trying to make wingers jump to the ball to try and find wide overloads with their wing-backs.
Richard Wright of Wrexham is the referee today. He's taking charge of his third Welsh Cup game of the season, and there were plenty of goals in the previous two. Gresford Athletic beat Saltney Town by 7-3 a few days before Porthmadog overcame Denbigh Town 11-10 in an epic penalty shootout after a 2-2 draw. Both of those games were last month in the first round proper. So we're on to the second round this afternoon, and Flint kick off attacking from right to left in this first half in their change colours, because as I mentioned, the Magpies of Bow Street also wear black and white. John, it's going to be a tough assignment for the third-tier side, but this could also be a potential banana skin for the visitors, because Bow Street have only lost one of their last 8 games.
Of course, yeah, it's not going to be an easy tie for Flint, and it's obviously a tough task for Bow Street, but I think if the more Bow Street can limit opportunities like this, any set plays, obviously somewhere where Flint are very strong, obviously Jake Phillips got a very long throw, and it's going to go straight into the box. If they can defend moments like this well, they'll have a good chance.
So less than a minute gone, and an early chance for the visitors to put Bow Street under pressure. It is a long throw by Jake Phillips, nodded on, partially cleared. Some aerial tennis in the Bow Street penalty area, but in the end, the ball falls into the waiting hands of Lewis James, the home goalkeeper. Bow Street dealt with that threat well enough, didn't they, John?
Yep, it's all about winning. It's not the first contact is important, but it's the second contact from a long throw that comes into the box, and they've dealt with that really well.
That is Gwion David, the Bow Street manager, who was actually playing for Bow Street at this point last season. Played for them in the Welsh Cup in 2024-25. The Magpies' run in that competition had come to an end by the end of July. You can't even call it a run, really. They lost in the first qualifying round last season. Already a much better run this term. Ben Hughes, 2 men out guarding him. And there's going to be another opportunity for Jake Phillips to launch the ball towards the Bow Street 6-yard box as Lee Fowler, the manager, looks on. Same again, surely, John.
Yeah, obviously you can see Harry Owen, Isaac Lee will be the targets here to try and land on it. Obviously you've got Ben Wyn in the box, who's also got a long throw.
Nodded on at the front post, nearly falls for Mudimu. Bow Street once again get it clear. No one in black and white down the field, however. Jack Flint, the most appropriately named goalkeeper in Welsh football, came way out of his area to pick that one up, but his long ball didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I think Bow Street needs to find a way of trying to keep the ball in play a little bit and have a little spell on the ball. The more it's out of play and it's on throw-ins, the more pressure they're inviting. Like I say, if the goalkeeper can just manage it a little bit, take 20-30 seconds every time the ball goes out of play, and all of a sudden 15 minutes into the game, 0-0, they've rode the first wave.
And do you think that will be Bow Street's approach today, John? Just taking things in little, 10 to 15 minute chunks to see how it goes?
Yeah, I think it's like the little wins. If you can get to 5-10 minutes still in the game and it's kind of resetting and then going for the next one, and all of a sudden you can get close to the half. Like as you're seeing here, it's mid-block, letting the back line have the ball, trying to block into lanes into the front two's feet. You see the 8 screening, obviously Josh Jones and Reeves, there's no ball straight into the front man.
It's worth reminding everyone right from the start, if the scores remain level after 90 minutes, there won't be any extra time today. It's straight to penalties now in the Welsh Cup. It has been for a few seasons. Could well see some drama later on. There's a long time to go before then, though.
One thing Bow Street will have to do really well on turnovers is make sure the ball's secured. They can't just keep flicking the ball back over to Flint when they win the ball in the middle of the pitch. Because as you can see Isaac Lee out there, if Bow Street can win the ball and secure it, and Flint will be open on the break. And taking most of these opportunities now.
Half a chance for the home side to break. It's a hopeful punt down the field, however, way beyond everyone in black and white. Again, handing possession back to Flint, where the visitors have to start right from the back this time. Long ball forward, over the top this time. Harmless enough. Flint have actually won the Welsh Cup once in their history, but that was over 7 decades ago. Solitary crowning as champions came in 1954. And a bumper crowd of over 15,500 saw Flint beat Chester at the racecourse ground in Wrexham. There aren't quite that many people in attendance here today, but there's a respectable crowd, as you'd expect. We've turned out to see if the home team can pull off a giant killing. Most of the play in the first 5 minutes has been in the Bow Street half, but no real shots in anger towards Lewis James's goal so far. Bow Street steal the ball now. This is Rhys Hughes, the home side's top scorer on the charge. Held on to the ball for a little too long in the end.
Yeah, it's a really good carry from Rhys Hughes then, but he didn't really have much in support. But they're the moments that Bow Street, if they can pinch the ball and create 5 or 6 of those, and hopefully they can try and take one to get themselves in the game. Look at the gaps from the front to the midfield now. It's a bit too big for Madumu and Wynn to be getting on the ball.
Harry Owen, Silkman's captain. Keeps the ball back from Danny Davis, who, as I mentioned, is making only his 2nd start for Flint Town United this afternoon. He joined them the summer before last, but then suffered a serious injury to his knee in pre-season and only made a solitary appearance as a substitute at the end of last season. Here's Canavan, who's on loan from the New Saints, keeps the ball in play, and then a poor ball inside. Clever little touch by Rhys Hughes. Ball over the top by Steph Davis, back to Rhys Hughes. Promising move this down the right for the Magpies. Hughes couldn't get a good cross in, however. They might get another chance. Maybe not. But it seems, after being under the cosh for the first 5 minutes, that at least Bow Street are settling into this and offering some offensive play, John.
Yeah, and I think they're the moments. It's obviously how the game's going to look. They're getting good pressure to stop Flint playing through the pitch. Whether Flint has a tactic that they're going from back to front quickly to start off with on the diag. But like I say, anytime they can hook the ball on when Flint have had an attack in behind the wide centre backs, then I think they'll get good opportunities. Flint are very expansive when they play football, and they are one of the better footballing teams in the league. But on the flip side, on transition, it does leave you quite open.
Ball across, didn't quite find the mark. And Steph Davis looking for Cae Piod. They do ensure that Flint pin back deep in their own half for the throw-in. Yes, as John mentioned, Flint have been very good going forward this season. Only the top 3 sides in the Cymru Premier table have scored more goals than the Silkmen. But on the flip side, they have struggled defensively. Only Llanelli, the league's bottom side, have conceded more goals than Lee Fowler's team. Harry Owen chips the ball forward. Good strong tackle from Stephen Richards. Don't think Ben Hughes enjoyed it that much, but...
Oh yeah, nice strong tackle.
He was back on his feet very quickly. Didn't complain too much, to be fair. This was a strong but clean tackle and has resulted in a throw-in for Flint, which inevitably Jake Phillips has gone over to take. That's Alec Madimu. Throw beyond him, but it bounces on. Harry Owen, great save. Shot straight at Lewis James on his near post. And the goalkeeper had to react quickly.
Yeah, constant threat. That's going to be a constant threat all afternoon from Flint. So we've got 9 minutes in and there's 3 or 4 long throws that have gone into the box.
Jesus, again, his cross doesn't find the mark. Half a chance now for a counter-attack. Alec Madimu, the Zimbabwe international, launches the ball across the field. Plenty of space on that right-hand side. Ball back to Madimu, who's in midfield now. Danny Davis with him.
Help him, Reece! Help him, Reece!
Ben Hughes. Resists the temptation to go for the cross. There's the ball all the way back to the centre circle to his captain.
Josh, you've got to
Madimu.
You've got to engage!
Reeves. Across the field. Patient play this by the visitors. Trying to unlock the organised Magpies defence. And Flint will get a corner, the first of the afternoon, after 10 minutes. As you can see, the big men going forward again. Madimu, Isaac Lee and captain Harry Owen. Lee has gone right to the goal mouth to put pressure on the goalkeeper. The corner comes in. A partial clearance and then a shot blocked. Falls to Canavan. Phillips with another cross. Punch this time by Lewis James. And the header.
No, I think the keeper should have held back. Right. It's one thing that does bug me about goalkeepers. If they can punch the hand, if they can punch the ball with 2 hands, you can just open them and catch it. Obviously, it could be a little bit nerves, and I could be being a little bit harsh there. But I think he's punched it back into a poor area, and that's a bit of a let-off.
The experienced goalkeeper speaks. That's a very good point, John. Might be a bit of nerves there for young Lewis James. He's kept 4 clean sheets this season in all competition, one of them in the Welsh Cup in the first qualifying round against Kevney. Flint start again. Magpies again happy to sit back with everyone behind the ball. Only Josh Taylor, the Northern Irishman. Well, he was in the Flint half, and now he's retreated as well. Everyone in black and white back behind the ball in their own half, inviting the Silkmen to try and move forward and unlock the defence. Owen square to Danny Davis. Davis again. Bow Street remaining organised. Flint trying to stay patient.
Yeah, Bow Street's shape looks really good. You can hear the frustration from the Bow Street bench that the left back's just not quite shuffling over quick enough to get pressure onto Jake Phillips and the ball's that side. And that's going to be key. They have to engage the wide men. Let's see Isaac Lee in that space there. Once that ball goes, they're going to have to engage, and the ball goes wide now with a 3rd man run from Wynn also there.
Flint's just inching forward. Canavan finds Madimu in an advanced position. It is again Alec Madimu. Turns, creates room for himself, doesn't cross. Ben Hughes does, finds Canavan. Canavan wins another corner. Jay Canavan is on loan from the New Saints for the season. Actually has 2 Welsh Cup winners' medals to his name. Played in the 4th round against Colwyn Bay last season. And was also on the bench for the 2022 final when the New Saints beat Penabont. So a second corner for the visitors. And they're taking their time over it. Goes towards the far post. Where the whistle had gone.
The one thing I would say, when the goalkeeper's kicking the ball, he's not getting enough height on it or distance, so it's not sticking, so it's coming straight back. I mean, he'd even sacrifice a little bit of distance just to try and get it sticking into one of the front men. It's a great defensive header, even without the foul.
That's definitely a little shove in the back from Harry Owen. But even without the free kick, just got the ball away.
Pressure! Pressure!
It's a chance here. Harry Owen kept his head in his own penalty area. Isaac Lee trying to carry the ball out from the back. That's a late tackle. Sure, there'll be a card here. It's only yellow for the captain. Garmon Nutsing can't complain too much about that one.
No, I don't see how he can say he's took the ball.
No, even when we slowed it down there, I think the ball was long gone by the time Garmon Nutsing got there.
He was early for the next one, he was that late.
No real damage then, however, but a yellow card for the Bow Street captain. He's a fiery character. Once got sent off for Penryn Coch on a famous night in the history of that club when they beat TNS in the Welsh League Cup a few seasons ago. Penryn Coch, Bow Street's neighbours, only about 3 miles separate the two villages. Canavan, deep across this time. Good punch from Lewis James. Got the ball clear, and there'll be a throw in for Bow Street.
Yeah, Bow Street straight 4-4-2 out of possession, but I think the full-backs need to get out to the wing-backs as the ball shuffles across. They're defending inside the pitch, but as the ball gets wide, they need to get pressure on Ben Hughes and Phillips when the ball goes out there, otherwise it's going to keep defending crosses.
And as this first period has gone on, we're seeing already that Flint are throwing more and more crosses right at the Bow Street goalkeeper, trying to put him under pressure. So far, Lewis James has done all right. He's dealt with those balls. Danny Davis steps forward towards halfway. Hughes inside. Ben Wynn across to Isaac Lee. Promising move this for the visitors. Cross. Did find Ben Wynn. The deflection made things difficult for him. Flint get the ball back. It is Ben Wynn again. It's it out to Phillips. Cross. Josh Jones. Again, Bow Street sitting deep and get the ball away. But by doing so, give possession straight back to the visitors. Phillips battling for it with Tom Roberts. Missed its clearance, but it falls for Hughes. Hughes down the right channel. Steph Davis wasn't going to get there. Steph Davis, the number 9. One of 2 Steph Davises in the Bow Street squad this afternoon. Number 9 is known as Steph Bach. Little Steph, the other Steph on the bench is known as Steph Bach, which just confuses things even more. Ben Wynn with a shot. It rises over the bar. Got a little space there, Ben Wynn, at the side of the area.
It just feels a goal's coming from Flint here. Bow Street shape's really, really good, but any time the ball turns over, it's just not sticking, and they're not having a couple of seconds on the ball, or those 2 or 3 passes you need just to take the pressure off.
A little more space there for Ben Wynn at the edge of the penalty area. And Flint are just starting to stretch Bow Street more and more.
On you, Steph. On you, Steph. Again. Come on. Okay, turn the face. Turn the face.
Harry Owen. Flint's passing it around the back. Room for Danny Davis to step forward. He hits the ball across field. Not the best ball that time. But again, the ball comes back to Flint. It's another attacking wave on its way from the visitors. Mudimu along the halfway line to Danny Davis, formerly of Wrexham.
Flint just need to keep shifting the ball across the pitch, because obviously if they keep this, it may go in 0-0 half-time but what it'll do, it will tire Bow Street out, so in the last half an hour where the gaps will start to be if it gets that way and the game's still tight at that point. Because they're doing a lot of work here, the midfield obviously, and the front two men, although it doesn't feel like they're pressing much, but those 20 yards shuffling across to take the legs out here.
Someone cover Joe! Someone cover Joe!
Canavan changes direction, chips the ball into the area, but too close to Lewis James. Easy enough for the goalkeeper, that one. He slips as he launches the ball down the field. And all he achieves in doing is presenting possession back to Flint.
Just little things that by the time the keeper catches the ball, go down, lie down, wait till the referee starts his count for the 8 seconds, and then when he's kicking it, it just needs to come down with snow on it to make it bounce in the final third, just so it could be headed straight back over the top of Bow Street.
Here we are, winning every time.
As you can see at the bottom of your screens there, there'll be highlights of this match. And many of the other ties from the Welsh Cup this weekend on Scorio's weekly highlights programme, which is at 10:05 on Monday on S4C. Isaac Lee sees the ball back. Sees Danny Davis with some space. Hughes inside. Pass it back from Ben Wynn. Wasn't the best ball though. Flint start again. It was a good idea by Harry Owen, but not best executed. Just be a goal kick. So, some results from last night. In the Battle of the Bay, there was Colwyn Bay who came out on top, 5-0 against Kinmel Bay. Cambrian United hit 6 away at Cae United. Comfortable victory for Llandudno against Flint Mountain, 3-0 that one. Also 3-0. Fine results for Llanelli in the all-top tier match against Howford West. And Pontypridd were the other winners, 3-1 against Cae Piod. So all those teams I mentioned there, safely through to the third round. Having won last night, they can relax for the rest of the weekend. Who will join them? There are 32 ties in all in this round over this weekend. Halfway through the first half here, and it remains 0-0 between Flint Town United of the Cymru Premier and Bow Street from the third tier.
I think Bow Street will be, well, they will be really happy with how it is. The goalkeeper hasn't had to make a save yet, bar a few crosses. They've limited them to pot shots from distance, bar a few set plays. But they just have to take more care and opportunities on this. Get them up the pitch a little bit.
Bow Street on the charge. Steph Richards got to halfway and was pushed over, but he wasn't fouled. He'll have to rush back now. The experienced full-back. Making only his third appearance of the season today. Mudimu. Sit on to Ben Hughes.
Right foot!
Two people marking him, so he goes back to Mudimu. Hughes again. Little ball inside to Canavan. Canavan perseveres. And he does win a corner, despite the appeals from the home side.
Sort it out! Come on in, guys! Come on in!
They've worked that really well a few times, Flint. The ball out to the wing-back and the underlapping run from the midfielder inside. And that's where the difference is. The centre-back and the midfielder's not shuffling across into that gap.
Corner taken quickly. Deep across. And the header, what a save! A phenomenal save by Lewis James from the header.
Brilliant save.
We'll see it again. Corner taken quickly. And Jake Phillips launched across towards the far stick. It was Elliot Reeves who got up there. But Lewis James was equal to it. A flying save. And the score remains 0-0. And nothing comes from the resulting corner either.
Come on, Josh. Okay, now just...
Save was very much appreciated by my co-commentator here this afternoon.
Yeah, brilliant save. Well, he's going to have to make 3 or 4 of those if Bow Street are going to get any look out of this. The goalkeeper's going to have a very good game, and Bow Street are going to have to score 2 goals, most likely. I said that inside run again, the gaps are appearing in midfield now.
Davis. Back to his captain in the centre circle.
I can imagine this is what Flint have worked on in training this week, half-pitch practice against the low block, mid-block. So I'm sure Flint have got the ideas of what they've got, how they're going to break this down.
Bow Street working hard defensively. There's an offside there. See this again. Remember a certain goalkeeper making a few of these saves in the 2013 final, John.
No, it's brilliant. I'm sure he'll clip that one and be on his Instagram tonight.
James launches the kick down the field. With Emu. Josh Jones plays it inside. Finds Ben Wynn in the centre circle. Isaac Lee on the charge now. Sit out wide to Phillips. Wynn. Loose pass by him though. Not for the first time in the first 25 minutes. A little rise on the far side of the pitch keeps that one in play. Danny Davis beat Richards that time and resisted the temptation to take on Josh Taylor. And again, offside.
This is all like if the goalkeeper can waste a minute now for the game to restart. Like I say, just ticks a little bit off. One thing Bow Street have to be doing on turnovers, they've got more time on the ball than they think. So something like put your foot on it and just step in a little bit and try and find a pass rather than just keep kicking it forward, because the pressure will start to come out eventually.
Seeing the rest of the fixtures in the Welsh Cup second round that have been played today, just running across the bottom of your screen there.
Keep going, Josh. Keep going.
The Picks may be Aberystwyth against Barry Town United.
Good, Josh Taylor. Good, Josh Taylor.
As you can see, plenty of games to go through. Resford Athletic from the second tier, taking on Llanrug United from the fourth tier. Half a chance of an upset there, maybe. Britain Ferry Llansamwel taking on Pen-y-bont in an all-Cymru Premier tie. Taps well. Go to Cardiff Met, short journey for them. Rhys Hughes on the charge forward here now. And the wasteful, he's trying to cross it. That'll go down as a shot, I
suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
It was on target. Jack Flint had to watch it all the way, hasn't had much to do so far. The visiting goalkeeper. The last of the games on that list, Mould Alexandra against the reigning champions, the New Saints. Wasteful this time. Long ball forward, bounces into the hands of Lewis James.
Josh Taylor.
Once again, same pattern. Long, hopeful ball forward. Jesus did his best to keep it in play, but he couldn't. I don't think we're going to see the home side try and play it out from the back that often this afternoon, John.
No, obviously not. To be fair though, Flint haven't tried different goal kicks. The one or two they've had, I'm guessing the pitch may be a little bit lively in those areas. So, no, there's risk-reward as well, isn't it?
Good, good. Start the gap, start the gap.
Danny Davis forward. And Hughes couldn't get there on this occasion. Like a dismayed look from the Silkman's number 8. As we approach half an hour, I suppose that man, Gwyneth David, will still be happy enough, John.
Yeah, a bit really happy. I think as a manager, you always do look at a few negatives. He's probably frustrated that we haven't looked after the ball enough when they've got in there areas like this.
Rhys Hughes in the penalty area, but a wild cross. Slight rush of blood to the head there for Rhys Hughes. Both still have the ball though. Over by the far corner flag. Carruthers was battling for it. Ball goes out. Mostly claim a corner, knowing it was a goal kick.
Yeah, it's the first actual time they've got behind them with some sort of control in it. And it's a great ball. The forward just hasn't managed to get in the box quick enough.
It's it first time. Rhys Hughes. Cae Piod never going to get to that one. The right idea, maybe. But a third of the game gone, and it remains 0-0. I remind you again, there won't be penalties if it remains 0-0 at the end of 90 minutes. There will be penalties, there won't be extra times, what I'm trying to say. We'll go straight to penalties. Rhys Hughes gives the ball away cheaply there.
Too much space!
In his own half.
Help him, Rhys! Help him! Now let's go!
Ben Hughes now back to Danny Davis. Ball finds Elliot Reeves in the penalty area. And Phillips with a cross shot. It turned out to be not one thing or the other in the end. Flies over the bar, out for a goal kick.
No, he's brought that down lovely there, Reeves. He just hasn't been able to get his shot off. We can see Wynn on the edge of the box there, waiting for the pullback.
There was also a man on the far post for Flint Town United. There's Jake Canavan who's waiting there. Maybe a cross would have been a better option for Phillips there.
I repeat myself, but moments like this, there's not many ball boys around, so any time the ball goes out of play, you can just waste a minute. It's not going to get added. And it's just a frustrating thing. The referees are hurrying you up 8 seconds for a ball in hand, but a goal kick you can take as long as you want.
Here can Flint again. All chipped on. Again. Boastry can clear. Football across field. Which Rhys Hughes does keep in play. Doesn't quite get away from Danny Davis, however.
Good. Arno pub game. True game.
But we just see moments that both streets seem to be settling when they are coming forward, without yet really creating a major threat. Danny Davis, pressure on him in his own half. He took a dive. I think that was clear from the view we got from the camera, but he got a free kick for his troubles with Danny Davis. He's quick to take it and move on.
Oh my God! I've never seen anyone go like that.
Isaac Lee. Back out to Jake Phillips. Plays the 1-2. Phillips in the penalty area. Makes room for himself before Josh Jones lifts the shot over the bar. That was a good chance. Josh Jones just couldn't keep his effort down.
Yeah, really good play from Jake Phillips. A little bit of arguing here, but I don't know what he's arguing about. Josh Jones just got to get your head over the ball there.
There's clearly no deflection on that one. Great play, as John said, from Jake Phillips there. Gets inside. And he'd set up Josh Jones well. The ball might have taken an awkward bobble just before he hits it. Which explains why Jones got under the shot and lifted it over the bar.
Just need your Reese,
Elliot Reeves, Flint's top scorer, on the charge down the left now. Again, not the best cross, however. Easy enough for the Magpies defence to deal with. And then Ball forward nearly found Jesus. Danny Davis had read it, however.
Yeah, you can see that Bow Street on the transition are definitely targeting their right-hand side on Dan Davis's defensive side, with Reece Hughes at the number 7.
Reeves chipped it towards the goal mouth. Again, easy enough for Lewis James between the sticks. Again, not one thing or the other really there from Elliot Reeves. Caught in two minds maybe. Got a hat-trick last week. The second time this season against Llanelli, maybe he should have gone for it himself there. Mudimu with a cross! And somehow, Josh Jones once again lifts the ball over the bar. But from what? Only about 4 yards that time. That was a real chance.
Yeah. Brilliant run across the front. Great ball from Mudimu. He should be scoring.
Good ball in from Mudimu. That's something of an escape for the home side. Flint, maybe in the last couple of minutes, just getting closer. 2 efforts from that man. Probably should have done a bit better on both occasions. But I'll say it again, it remains 0-0 for now at least. Rhys Hughes finds Carruthers. The effort was a weak one. Straight at Jack Flint.
Good.
Cae Carruthers scored in the last round in the victory over Cae. Benwyn in the centre circle. Everyone in black and white. We're back behind the ball again. Quick feet from Ben Hughes. Canavan.
The issues are coming now from the centre-backs not getting across when the full-back jumps out to the ball. Obviously, that's where the gaps in the half space are kind of appearing now for Flint to run inside.
Jade, come on!
Isaac Lee.
Let's go out! Come out, Josh!
Back to Harry Owen. Mudimu. Ball falls for Reeves. And a wild shot. And the Reeves had more time than I think he realised there. Wasteful.
Yeah, you can see Flint are getting slightly frustrated now. I think obviously they've had a couple of good chances, aren't scoring, not taking the chances, so now they're just getting a little bit frustrated with snapping at shots a little bit.
Yeah, so much frustrated look on the face of Elliot Reeves there. He realises could have selected a better option there maybe. At least taking a bit more time over the shot.
Come on.
Phillips. Mudimu let the ball run past him in the first instance and then got it back. Here he is again. The big Zimbabwean. Benwyn in the centre of the pitch.
Brilliant, Rhys Hughes.
Rhys Hughes being applauded by his bench, you may have heard there, for pushing Danny Davis back. Flint still have possession and are still looking to unlock this Bow Street defence. Canavan steps forward. Jay Canavan having created room for himself. A wild shot again, though, from outside the area, and Bow Street will be more than happy with that.
Unbelievable, and I think the fella in the crowd should be unbelievably happy with his hands as well. It's an unbelievable catch.
We'll see it again. Well taken.
Meddwl, be dyn ni'n neud, come on.
Jay Canavan, as I said, has already won this competition twice with the New Saints. Never played for them in the final, but does have 2 winners' medals to his name. Josh Taylor. Taylor tries his luck. And over the top from the Northern Irishman. He's only just joined Bow Street from Tregaron Turf, Josh Taylor. In his debut a couple of weeks ago, he was actually sent off in his last game for Tregaron against Llanillar. He fancied his chances there.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort, and it's a good turnover. It's where it's stuck from the initial goalkeeper's kick, and they've been able to make it a little bit messy in there.
And with the ball flying over the bar, as it did, he wasted a few more seconds as well. Not that was what Josh Taylor was trying to do, of course. But we are within 6 minutes of half-time here now, and it remains 0-0. And except for maybe, well, one or two, definitely one fantastic save that Lewis James made. Bow Street haven't been that troubled, really, considering how much possession Flint have had. Reeves. Ball forward, couldn't quite find Josh Jones. Canavan did well to retain possession. Ben Hughes. Canavan. Reeves. Cuts inside.
Get back in! Get back in!
Finds Isaac Lee. Lee steps forward and tries his luck. A low shot! And past the post. But the low shot from distance through a forest of bodies could have been tough for Lewis James.
And I think if you're restricting Flint to these type of opportunities, I think you've got to be happy from Bow Street. Granted, that's got to be an unbelievable strike to go in. So again, it's another chance gone. It's another time to kill the momentum of the game and try and get the ball into Flint's half from the goal kick.
Isaac Lee. He remains with Flint despite interest from a number of sides over the summer. Walsall, Huddersfield and Swansea apparently were three of the English League sides who are interested in him, while Toronto from Major League Soccer also apparently made an inquiry about him. Next Saturday, the live game, we have Flint again in action, but in the Cymru Premier, this time away at Cardiff Met.
Well, he's all over him.
But before then, Flint need to concentrate here defensively. The ball just ran away from Rhys Hughes. Jack Flint, quick to react. And I suppose it can be tough for a goalkeeper, John, when he hasn't had much to do during a first half like this, to stay alert and on it.
Of course, yeah, it's part 99% of goalkeeping is psychology and kind of be switched on and being constantly in focus with the game. It's easy to switch off when you've not been doing it for an all game.
Isaac Lee.
Come on!
It's the ball back
Come on!
from Josh Jones. Actually, Josh Jones finds Ben Wynn in the end. Here's Isaac Lee now.
Make him think! Make him think!
Canavan in the centre of the pitch. Lifts the ball out to Madimu, who was offside.
Brilliant line!
Good cross by Alec Madimu with a whistle had long gone. And another few seconds tick by. Come ever closer to the half-time whistle. And ever closer to Bow Street making it to the halfway mark on level terms.
And it's full pace coming in. And it's full pace. Come on.
It's Alec Madimu's turn to look frustrated for the visitors.
Go, Reece! Go, Reece!
Oh, an error there by Owen. Hughes with a shot! He went with the outside of his foot and couldn't find the target. But that's easily the best chance that the home side have had. An error by Harry Owen, the ball running through his legs.
And this is where Bow Street are going to cause problems, making it messy when the ball bounces, and then obviously playing down that left-hand side for Rhys Hughes. He's their main threat. There's a great opportunity.
You can't blame him for going for it there, Rhys Hughes. But he was always going to be tough with the outside of his foot. Hit it well, but the ball was always rising and away from the target. Now here can Flint. A chance here! Another shot saved.
Really good play. That's the pattern they've been looking for, to get the ball out to the wing back and try and underlap into that space.
Come on!
As Ben Hughes gets inside, got the shot away. And again, Lewis James did well. He was going the wrong way, the goalkeeper, but he got his foot to it. And again, the big man. And right there, underneath the Bow Street crossbar. But the corner doesn't get to them. Doesn't beat the first man. Was there a push there? Yes, there was. Free kick for the Magpies. as we go in to the last minute of the first period. Here's the push. Not much there really, was there, John?
No, a bit stupid from Hughes there because he's going nowhere. But again, it'd be a bit of a blow for Bow Street to have conceded from that set play, having done so well. Obviously, if they can see the last couple of minutes out of this half, they thoroughly deserve to go in at 0-0.
Yeah, it'll be all about concentration now for the Magpies. That would be the message from that man. Make sure we keep it like this until the half. Ball lifted high. Comes down on the head of Camnovan.
Come on in, come on in.
Time for one last chance, maybe, for Flint. Before the whistle, Elliot Reeves battles inside, the cross runs on. Falls for Wynn! And Ben Wynn smashes it in. Finds the top corner in the very last seconds of the first period. Flint have finally broken the deadlock. A bit lucky maybe that the ball fell to Ben Wynn, but when he did, the number 10 made no mistake. A fear shot flew in before Lewis James really had a chance to react.
It's
and
brilliant.
the Silkmen are ahead.
It's a great finish, and it just shows again the levels. The defenders struggled a bit to kill that, but there's no take away from that finish. It's brilliant. I'd probably argue it might have been a foul in the build-up to it when the ball was in the air, with Canavan pushing in the back. But again, you've still got to defend these chances, and that's a big blow for Bow Street.
Right at the end of the first half, Ben Wynn's third goal of the season. First since August. Second season in succession that Ben Wynn has scored at this stage of the Welsh Cup. Flint want more. Is there time? We've played the one additional minute that was shown by the fourth official. And surely with a free kick now for the home side in the middle of the pitch, that will be it for the first half. Bow Street having got so close to making it to half-time without conceding. But it looks like they will go in at the break. A goal behind. Mr. Wright, the referee, happy for the kick to be taken, however. Is there one last chance for the Magpies? The ball bounces on. A low cross. It's cleared. And Mr. Wright decides that he's seen enough for the first half. And the first period comes to an end at Cae Piod, with Ben Wynn's late goal separating the sides. Scored at the half here. Bow Street 0, Flint Town United 1. We'll be back with the second half in about a quarter of an hour. And in the meantime, you can enjoy highlights from last night's Battle of the Bay between Colwyn Bay and Kinmail Bay. Something of a derby in the second round of the Welsh Cup. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. See you then.
Gyfle ledu'r chwarae i Aaron Williams. Williams groesiad, mae'n ddifn iawn o dan y golwr. Y beniad yn taro traws. Solford oedd yno o bawb. Yr amddiffynwr canol i hangfa i'r ymwelwyr. Yr groesiad ddifn uchel gan Williams a Solford. Dylefod i sgorio yn taro traws nath o. Sam Hart ar gic rydd, mae'n ddifn iawn o dan drwy'n y golwr sy'n dyrnu bel allan. Solford arbeniad, yr arbediad yw wirthiol wedyn gan y golwr James Roberts. Yn nadu honna lanio yng nghefn y rwyd. Y gic rydd yn achosi problemau yn y cwrt 6. Rwy'n iawn i ffod. Dim bod tro cyntaf yno. Rwy'n fai Colwyn ar y blaen. Williams dros gamu lawr y dde, groesiad i mewn tuag at y post yn y gosod. Ac yno ar y cwrt 6 oedd yr Aaron Williams arall. I roi bai Colwyn ar y blaen, 12 munud o'r hanner cyntaf meddill. Nhw wedi curo a curo ar y drws. A trona oedd Williams yn glinigol. Mae yna gyfle wrth ymosod i Fai Colwyn. Jordan Davies lawr y dde. Mewn o fo'r cwrt cosby, llithro nath o. Ond mae'n gicio'r smotin. Yr dyfarnwr wedi penderfynu fyna drosedd. Dwi'n meddwl gan Ryan Roberts. Ond am llawer o chwaraewyr Bai Colwyn yn gofyn am gicio'r smotin. Davies yn pasio'r bel, yn hawdd i gornel Isa Rhwyd i ddyblu mantais y tîm cartra. Y golwr yn mynd un ffordd. Jordan Davies yn pasio'r bel y ffordd arall. Pas lai Iwnis Cagbo. Mae o'n torri mewn i cwrt cosbython ni nôl i Robles. Mae'n dair. A rwan, sa chi'n meddwl bod ti'n os da ar Fai Cynmel. 2 gol o fewn munud. Louis Robles, yr ymosodwr arall, yn cael gol iddo fo hun. 3 ymosodwr wedi sgorio yn ar cyntaf. Tor calonus i Fai Cynmel. Fai Colwyn tair, Fai Cynmel dim. Ford, chwilio'r i ddau Aaron Williams, tu cefn i Cawli. Gyffyrddiad gwych gan y cefnwr de. Geisiwm deibio i Cawli, groesiad, mae'n un afyd gan y postyn pella, Robles arbeniad, Aaron Williams, o, sut ar y ddiar. Nath Williams, ymudno taro'r targed o 3 llath. O'n deud bod o'n ymestyn. Golwr roed y pwysau arno fo. Yn goddormod Anni. Dylion fod yn gefn Rwyd am i ail gol o'r gêm. Nash. Chwilio'r iddau Cargbo, cyffyrddiad da gan Iwnis Cargbo'n taro roed ochr i ergyd. Roedd yn fleir fanna. Cargbo. Sam Hart ar gig gornel. Chodi fyny teg at y mil o cwrt 6. Rhys Nash ond dod i mewn. James Owen a cyfle ar ei tu nôl i mewn i'r cwrt cosbyth. Yn i nôl i Maguna. Maguna, groesiad. Teg at Jamie Cumming ar ddau eilydd yn cyfuno. I rwydo'r bedwaredd gol i Fai Colwyn. Groesiad da i mewn gan Maguna. Jamie Cumming yn manteisio ar y foli. Dim gobaith i'r golwr. Maguna. Isa Cagbo, ei frawd o'i flaen o. Derbyn y bel rwan. Mewn i Max Maguna yn y cwrt cosby. Maguna ar ergyd. Yr arbediad yn un dda gan James Roberts. Symudiad da gan Fai Colwyn lawr y chwith. Max Maguna. Bron o sgori gol gyntaf i Fai Colwyn. Maguna gwneud y dda. Ergyd, o mae gol o Dito gan Max Maguna. Yr eilydd ifanc, 2 ar 15 oed. Bachgen lleol, tyfu fyny efo'r clwb. Oedd ei dad o chwarae'r clwb, ei dad o dal ei weithio'r clwb. A mae honna yn glincar gan Maguna.
Cofiwch am eich pwyntiau gyda llaw tipyn o benwthnos ar rownd Cwpan Cymru. Wrth yn bod ar rownd yma, Clybiwch Cyngor Cymru yn ymuno yn y gystadleuaeth. Do'n ni gyda chi toc wedi 10 o'r gloch, nos lun, ar yr iPlayer hefyd. Siôn Meredith, rhywun sy'n nabod yr ardal ma'n dda iawn sydd wedi bod yn cadw cwmni i fi yn gwylio'r hanner cyntaf yna cyn i ni edrych ar y digwyddiadau. Wel, am ymdrech gan Bow Street, ond falle bod ni'n cael yn sgoffa bod ni'n gêm greulon yn ildio reit ar y diwedd fan yna.
Ie, funud ola fyd. Y tafliad cynnar a'r cyffyrddiad gyda Reeves yn torri mewn. Oedd na gyfle falle jyst i rhoi allan am gornel, ond ie, caled reit ar y diwedd ar hanner cyntaf, achos o'n nhw wedi brwydro yn galed i fynd mewn gobeithio yn ddim.
Tripyn o ymdrech o'r teg gan Bow Street, o drydedd hain jyst i atgoffa chi. Mae'n man i ni weld y gol gan bod ni'n sôn amdani. Flint, mi o'n nhw'n bwyllog, o'n i'n gwrando ar y tîm y ffordd i'n gweud cadwch eich pennau, ond fan hyn, chi'n gweld y tafliad cynnar yna yn gyflym, y cyffyrddiad, popeth yn cyfuno.
Ie, cyffyrddiad gan Reeves i ddechrau, wedyn Benwyn. Does neb yn arbed honna, mae'n gampus y gol. Toppins ti'n galw yn Saesneg, ond ie, falle Flint tuag at y diwedd yn jyst yn dangos y safon o rhan chwarae yn Uwchrain Cymru yn drwy'r ffwyth.
Ie, achos oedd ddim wedi bod yn hanes fel yna yn y hanner cyntaf, ond oedd achos oedd Flint wedi bod bach yn wastraffus i ddweud y lleia.
Ie, a hefyd cyfleoedd da i Bow Street, i fod yn deg. Steph Davies, mae fe wedi ennill i rhan fwyaf i beniadau i Bow Street. Ond hwn oedd y cyfle, mae'r gol geidwad yn neud arbennig.
Ie, Reeves yn ei chanol, ni'n sôn am Reeves cyn y gêm yn dynnu.
Ydy, ti'n disgwyl i'r gol geidwad. Dwi ddim yn mwyaf, ond mae fe'n athletic o ran i arbedi hwnna. Hon oedd falle y cyfle gorau.
Ie, Josh Jones yn ei chanol i o ran Flint.
Ie, hon oedd y cyfle gorau. Mae jyst yn lun o nôl chydig. A dyna pan Jake yn ein arbennig dda, jyst yn dod mewn. Oedd na falle cyfle iddo fe cymeryd ar yr ergyd, ond jyst yn golieddu nôl, a dyna pan mae'n mynd nôl yn bell dros y bar.
Cyn i weld Josh Jones eto yn cael cyfle fan hyn. Wel, sôn am James Lewis yn y gol o ran Bow Street. Dim yn mwyaf o ran corff, ond fi'n gwybod maen nhw'n ildio, ond mae'n gwneud tipyn o waith da yn yr hanner cyntaf yna.
Ie, mae wedi chwarae chydig o Bale Road yn Benrin Coch. Fe wedi cael profiad o chwarae yn Gogledd yn yr Cymru North. Ond ie, mae fe'n ein arbennig o dda. Dyna beth i angen o ran y tîm cartref. Gol geidwad sydd yn mynd i neu arbediad. Mae'n cystal â gol i ryw raddau, honna o bellter. Ond Flint i fod yn deg, maen nhw wedi bod yn curo ar y drws yn de, a wedyn dyna'r gol ar diwedd y gêm yn falle'n heiddi bod ychydig ar y blaen.
Ben Hughes ar cyfle yna, mae fe wedi dal yn sylw ni hefyd. I fod yn deg, o ran Flint, maen nhw wedi gwneud job proffesiynol oni, pan maen nhw cyfleo ddim yn mynd mewn. Neges o'r ochr oedd cadwch eich penne, pidwch poeni, dalwch i fynd. Maen nhw wedi cymryd on o ddifri go iawn.
Wrth gwrs bod ni, ond cofia, dyw Bow Street ddim allan o'r gêm yma. Yn siomedig, fod nhw ddim wedi mynd mewn yn hafal. I ddim, mae'r gêm ddim dros o bell ffordd. A
maen nhw wedi cael cyfle hefyd, o'n i'n sôn am Rhys Hughes cyn y gêm, gath rhyw fflach bach. Ar ôl y 10 munud cyntaf, chi'n gweld nhw'n setlo mewn y gêm i fod yn dig. Ie,
fe yw'r outlet fel petai i Bow Street lawr yr ochr dde. Mae dati Caio Cyrraedders ar ochr chwith hefyd sydd wedi bod yn weithgar. A fel yn eisiau sôn, Steph Davies sydd wedi ennill rhan fwyaf i gyfleon yn yr ar. Ond efo honna, i fi, jyst yn gobeithio bod e digon da, bod e gallu gyda fe i cymeryd ar ei dro'r chwith, ond penderfynu mynd ar y dro'r dde nath e. Ni'n cael cwmni, gwr pwysig, fan hyn, llywydd, Bow Street, Wyn Lewis yn ymuno gyda ni. Prawn da, Wyn?
Prawn da, diolch yn fawr am ddod.
Wel, diolch am y croeso, mae rhaid ni sôn am y gêm yn syth fyna. Beth oedd yr ymateb pan math o gol hwyr na mewn?
Oedd gymaint ymdrech yn mewn i'r boes, a fel ni'n dangos nawr, gyda ni cyfle i ddoi yn unen, ond just, reit ar y diwedd fyna, anffodus anheg. Ond mae'n rhywbeth mewn, mae digon o ysbryd yn y boes, mae'n boes ffit iawn, so gobeithio gawn ni taro nôl. A ni'n wario lan i'r ffordd ni moyn wario, ni'n lyco wario na'i lan.
Y cop, e?
Y cop, ie, na ti. So, bwy o wyr, gallai rhywbeth ddigwydd.
Felly, nes i weld ar y dechrau, Bow Street yn penderfynu newid ochrau. Oedd hwnna wedi cael ei benderfynu, felly?
Sen ni'n tybio, ie. Ie, sen ni'n meddwl, ie. Iawn yn dyd.
Beth o'ch chi'n disgwyl, beth o'ch gobeithio chi o ran diwrnod fel heddi o ran y clwb?
Wel, just, cysadlu, fel ni wedi wneud yn hanner cyntaf, cysadlu ar y ca, torf fach teulu, fel ni'n gwybod. Dyw Flint yn y tîm sy'n o'r mwyaf gyfnogwyr gyda nhw. Bai Colwyn yma 2 flynedd yn ôl, oedd canodd ar ganodd, sy'n digon te. Ond mae'n mynd i ddonod da iawn i'r clwb o dechrau'r diwedd. Fel y llywydd, fi'n falch iawn o pawb sydd yn glwm o'r clwb a'r chwaraewyr, y cyfnogwyr, y sicr i'r pwyllgor. Fel y ti'n gweld bore yma, mae pawb wedi gweithio'n galed iawn i wneud, yn lle mae'n edrych yn arbennig iawn iddi, dwi'n dweud.
Mae gran ma, fel maen nhw'n gweud. Mae yna hot dogs ma, ni wedi cael hot dogs hefyd, fi eisiau wedi bod yn mwynhau hynny. Ie, fain o waith sydd, dim just heddi, ond o wythnos i wythnos, o fus i fus, fain o waith sydd na i gadw clwb ar y lefel yma i fynd. Wel,
mae'n syndod, a'r cost i fi'r cadw clwb i fynd. Mae'r ca yma yn edrych yn arbennig heddi. Mae sôn yn digwydd ar warau bach, mae lot o waith mewn i fe, mae lot o foes yn gwirfoddoli amser i gweithio ar y ca. Ni wedi cael bach o noddau newydd nawr i helpu ni, ond mae lot o waith mewn trwy'r amser ar y ca, wrth gwrs o ran pwyllgorau, off y ca, trefnu heddi, mae lot o bethau'n digwydd trwy'r amser. Mae'n ddiddiwedd ar y lefel yma. Mae pobl yn meddwl, ar y lefel uchel, mae pobl bisi iawn, ond mae'r lefel hyn hefyd. Ond mae'n beth ti'n neud e fe. Dyn ni'n ffodus iawn fel clwb i gael pwyllgor arbennig, lot o gwirfoddolwyr arbennig. Mae cadeirydd arbennig gyda ni nawr yn amlyn, a so gobeith am gyda ni dynodau fel un eto. Yn aml hefyd. Llywydd arbennig hefyd, croeso arbennig. Mae'n ddiddorol, ni'n clywed enghraifft o un clwb
fan hyn, Sean, pan chi'n meddwl jyst am y clybiau yn y canolbar. Mae yna ddegau o glybiau canodd ar draws Cymru. Mae'r gwaith sy'n mynd mewn ar lawr gwlad, ar gwirfoddolwyr. Sa'n gwybod le bydden ni o ran cyngreirio hebddyn nhw?
O, yn hollol, pobl yn neud yn di-dal, a fel ti sôn yn dod mewn a neu oriau hwyr gyda'r nos i neu siŵr bod y ca mewn cyfle. O'n i'n meddwl falle byddwch chi'n cael tractors trwm arno fe i creu bach fwy o pen tost i'r Flint. Ond ffaith amdani yw, mae clybiau bach fel hyn, heb y gwirfoddolwyr, mae'n amhosib cynnal a chadw.
Na, ni, clywch. A Wyn, diolch yn fawr iawn. Well, ni fynd ni ar y cair yn y bryd, mae'r chreuwyr yn dod nôl. Le ni'n mynd ar ôl y gym, na'r cwestiwn pwysig. No, right, na fe, ni wedi cael yr adeg. Un i ddim yw i, maen nhw dal yn hon ar ôl y perfformiad hanner cyntaf na. Gewn ni weld, os na sioc i fod fan hyn yn Bow Street. Flint ar y blaen o gol i ddim. Nôl â ni felly at ein tîm sylwebu.
Diolch Dylan. As you can see, the Magpies are back out on the pitch, warming up, getting ready for the second period. Bow Street a goal down at the break against Flint. They're very much still in this. That will be the message. Still with me in the commentary box here is John Hildent, former Welsh Cup winner with Prestatyn. John, Bow Street will feel so depressed almost, I would have thought, to have conceded that goal right at the end of the first half, having worked so hard. What would the message have been from Gwynaf David to his players at half-time?
Yeah, they would be quite deflated, but I think it's a cliche, but you just kind of got to try and go back out and think it's 0-0, and can we nick a goal on the break, and can we at least stay in the game to the last half an hour or so, then try and put a bit of pressure on Flint to get an equaliser. But obviously, if early on if Flint get another goal, then I can see a bit of capitulation from Bow Street and ended up being 4, 5 and 6. Hopefully not, but hopefully we get a good game ahead of us now.
Yeah, the next 10 minutes or so at the beginning of the second half is going to be huge. Next goal in this game, massive. An equaliser for the Magpies would be enough to take it to penalties after 90 minutes. The second goal for Flint, and you feel it could be game over way before then. The referee, Mr. Wright, is happy, and the second half starts. Another of these strange kick-offs that seem to be in vogue. Ball lifted high to try and put Flint under pressure. Didn't really work.
Yeah, seems it's the end thing at the minute to try strange kick-off routines, and I'll be honest, we've tried that ourselves at Connors Quay the last 2 weeks to no benefit.
Cae Piod battles forward, loses out in the end. Basically, he hits it long. No changes for either side at the break, by the way. So it's the same 22 players who started the game that are still out there. Ben Wyn chips it forward. Wyn, the goal scorer, of course, for Flint Town United just before the break. A sweet shot from just inside the penalty area to finally break the deadlock and make that man's half-time team talk much easier, would have thought.
Yeah, I can imagine he'd still be quite frustrated, even though going in 1-0 up. I think obviously he'll be quite frustrated and disappointed with how they haven't put the game to bed with the chances they've had.
Phillips with a long throw towards Madimu. It's beyond him. Couldn't find Harry Owen either. Clearance followed by the inevitable shout of out from the bench. And Bow Street do get the ball away. Flint starts again, right from the back. With their goalkeeper, Jack Flint. An example of nominative determinism, if there ever was one, Jack Flint. It's either that or fate that brought him to the Silkmen summer before last. Now, a couple of minutes into the second half, we're going to see a change. Not quite sure why this wasn't made at the break, unless Cae Carruthers has picked up a knock in the first couple of minutes of the second period, but he leaves. Courtney Perkins is on to take his place. Courtney Perkins made one appearance for the New Saints a few years ago, and that was in that League Cup game I mentioned earlier on. And the New Saints were beaten 2-1 by Penryn Coch. Garmon Nutting, the Bow Street captain today, was sent off in that game, and Taylor Watts, who's on the bench for Bow Street, actually scored one of the goals for their neighbours, Penryn Coch, in that famous victory. That was back in 2021. All three of those players have now ended up here at Cae Piod, wearing the black and white of Bow Street. Long ball across field, trying to put pressure on the Bow Street defence. Homeside deal with that threat, however. Long, hopeful ball forward. Brave play by Jesus.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that's not a foul.
Seemed to be a high foot. See it again. Harry Owen, who was across there. Tell you what, that definitely was a high foot. It was actually Steph Davis, not Jesus, who put his head in.
Frustrating with football nowadays, it seems you have to go down to get a foul. If you stay up and try and continue, you don't get any benefit.
Yeah, nothing gained from being honest these days, it would seem. Taylor tried to bring the ball down in midfield. Didn't quite do it. So here can Flint again. Phillips with a heavy touch, however. It's just going to be a goal kick. Jake Phillips was pretty lively onto the fore in that first half. Down the right.
Yeah, so nothing tactical changed from the first half to second. I'm presuming Bow Street will hoping to try and keep it tight for the next 15-20 minutes or so, and then maybe change something last half an hour to try and get back into the game.
Jake Phillips hoping to have a better afternoon today than he did in his last Welsh Cup appearance for Flint. Actually scored an own goal and then missed the penalty in the shootout as Flint were beaten by Bala in the third round last year.
I can understand the Bow Street bench frustration here. There's 2 or 3 fouls that in good areas that Bow Street should be having free kicks. The referee Richard Wright's deciding others.
It does seem the referees are letting all go this season in general. I know that's a very general comment. It is something that I seem to have observed this season so far. Headed on there. Can't quite find the mark. Chance now for a counter-attack for Bow Street. Good strong tackle though. And it'll be a Flint throw.
Just again, the quality on the pass just has to be better in these areas of the pitch if they're going to do anything here, Bow Street. That pass should be played in front of him, wider into the channel, so the defender has no opportunity to get the easy tackle on him.
Jesus had the best chance for Bow Street in the first half. It wasn't the easiest the one. Tried to hit it with the outside of his foot. Cross goal, or flew wide. But he's definitely the main threat for the home side. Scored 9 times this season. 4 of those goals have come in the Welsh Cup. And his pressure there. Want to throw in for the home side, taken quickly. Ball across. Something of a misunderstanding between Josh Taylor and Jesus. Maybe Taylor should have let that ball run for his side's top scorer. But here come Bow Street again, finding more space in the middle of the park. And again, wasteful, the ball forward between two men. They can't afford to be that wasteful when they have the ball in attacking positions, the home side.
No, especially when Reece Hughes was on and the slide out wide. But again, this is the kind of thing when you've had so much time without the ball, when you're on the ball, you have to clear your head and just sort of like look what you've got ahead of you before you're getting in touch with the ball. And it's the decision making. But again, that's the levels of football with a tier 1 team against tier 3 here.
Jack Flint ventured out of his penalty area there before hitting the ball forward. Ball came right back towards the Flint goal. It's going to be a throw in or Bow Street. Taken by Roberts, flicked on. And again, the flick on goes straight to the goalkeeper. Getting more of the ball, Bow Street in the Flint half. Beginning the second half, but not making anything of it at the moment. Again, Hughes making a nuisance of himself there. Ball deflects out off him for a throw in. Bow Street, as you'd expect, maybe, now that they're trailing, trying to play a bit higher up the pitch. That will lead to more space in general, of course, and Flint are coming forward here. Wild, wild shot. Not sure if that started coming down yet. That might land in the Irish Sea.
I thought he was going to shout 4. You can just see the bobble there. There's a time where Elliot Reeves just overran the ball there. Obviously, it's not a pitch to be dribbling the ball on. Obviously, where you want to move the ball as quick as possible instead of dribbling with it.
As you can see, it's quite windy out there, but it seems to be a swirling wind, which maybe is causing some confusion. Seen a few shots being launched skywards. Obviously, the pitch doesn't help either, although it's in good nick. With it being a grass playing surface, there will be a few bobbles. Steph Davis slips as he hits the ball forward. Perhaps because of that, the ball didn't find a mark. Half a chance for Flint to come forward. Strong play there. It wasn't a foul, it was a chance. The pass across wasn't the best. Neither was the clearance, though. Mudimu plays it out to Hughes. Canavan. Back to Ben Hughes. Chips it towards the 6-yard box. Headed out as far as Ben Wynn. Couldn't quite pull it down as quickly as he needed to. And again, Bow Street get it away. Isaac Lee. Play reverse the tight, really, like we saw in the first half. With Bow Street sitting deep, Flint trying to find a way around or through them, and they can't on this occasion. Just going to be a goal kick. Here's Hughes. We talked about his attacking play. He got back and made the tackle there, as we see. Great tackle by the number 7.
Yeah, Bow Street started the second half very, very well, getting high pressure on the ball. Like I said, they could have had a few better chances if they chose the better pass, but they need to make sure that Reece Hughes isn't running himself into the ground doing needless running, because he's the player who's going to get them back into the game, if anyone.
That's Joe Wozencraft, you saw on his screen there. Centre-back who joined from Bilthwells over the summer. He's played every minute in the league this season for his new side. And have to work hard defensively again now. As Flint coming forward with Isaac Lee. And again, Bow Street get the ball clear. Again, Lee looking dangerous in the first instance. Courtney Perkins a substitute. Wasn't going to be fooled. Long throw. Nearly reaches Harry Owen. And the ball had gone out for the corner. And maybe that's for the best, because there's going to be a chance for the cross anyway. Flint take the corner quickly this time. Phillips curls the cross in. Comes back to Canavan. Canavan! His shot partially blocked. Good play by the goalkeeper, getting his fist to it before Isaac Lee could get the header in. Mudimu. Flint's coming forward again. Visitors trying to turn the screw now as we approach the hour mark. Josh Jones' cross blocked, however. Ball comes back to Jones. Harry Owen has stayed up for now, the tall centre-back. Adding an extra threat in attack for the visitors. Have the ball again.
Really good sustained pressure here from Flint, working the ball side to side. One thing that Flint love to try and do, obviously in the league games, is try and go down one side to get back in on the other side. So here they are, just moving them across the pitch, waiting for the gaps to appear. But the quality is just not quite there.
Yeah, the vital pass forward didn't find the mark. And there's an offside here. Is there? Play's continued. Bobbles around in the penalty, had all kinds of ricochets. And the shot eventually was a weak one from Josh Jones. Well, it looked to me like the assistant referee was about to raise his flag. The play continued. All kinds of ricochets in the Bow Street penalty area. Nothing at the end of it. Flint's come again, though. Time and time again now, the visitors coming forward. See that again. Ball falling. To Elliot Reeves in the first instance. Couldn't control it the second time. And when the ball fell to Josh Jones, it was a weak effort. Ball over the top now, though. And there is a flag this time. See it again. There were two men offside for Flint. And the Chiefs was one of them. I must have thought for just a second that he was clean through the top scorer. So we've reached an hour. Flint make their first change of the afternoon. It's Alec Mudimu, the Zimbabwe international, who's leaving the fray. He's been replaced by Jack Thorne. Jack Thorne, who joined from Aberystwyth over the summer. His father, Andy, knows a thing or two about winning domestic cups. Andy Thorne won the FA Cup with Wimbledon and the Crazy Gang back in 1988. Also played in both editions of the 1990 final in Crystal Palace, eventually beaten by Manchester United. There he is, Jack Thorne. He's won the goal for his new club.
Be a straight swap there. I'd expect Jack Thorne to be the deeper midfielder now and just sit there and screen the back three, because obviously, again, if Bow Street are going to get anything, it's going to be from a counter-attack. So I'm guessing his job will be just to make sure that nothing comes through the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, Jack Thorne is known as more of a defensive player, played in the centre of defence and as a defensive midfielder for Aberystwyth, but he can pop up with a goal now and again. I'm sure Flint would like a second now, just to feel a bit more comfortable. They will get a corner kick. We've had over an hour now, and it remains just 1-0. Bow Street will feel that they're still very much in this. Phillips with a corner. Again, easily dealt with by the Bow Street defence. They'll have to remain concentrated. The home side. Second cross in, though, was beyond everyone. Not the best clearance by Jesus. But here he is again. The Bow Street number 7 on the charge this time.
It's a great run from number 14 there, Perkins, sorry. The pass just wasn't quite behind the defence, the Harry Owen.
It was the only option, really, that Hughes had in front of him. And he couldn't make the most of it. Now, Bowstreet will have to defend again. Isaac Lee gets away from Perkins. Canavan. Here's the ball to the middle of the pitch for Harry Owen. It is the captain again. Feigns to go one way and turns the other. Eventually forces Isaac Lee to run back to get the ball. Canavan with a cross. Cleared eventually by Tom Roberts. But inevitably it falls at the feet of one of the Silkmen. And here come Flint again. Ball through. Nearly created a chance. Isaac Lee's header. Falls for Phillips. Perkins battling with him and getting the tackle in. And he can't steal possession. Isaac Lee onto Canavan. Back to Phillips. Phillips with a cross, a better one this time. Again, Bowstreet do enough. And then the long kick down the field and there's nowhere there. That's the problem, isn't it, really, John? When Bowstreet are doing well defensively, they don't have an outlet up front.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive shape's brilliant, but it's how it looks on transition when you're looking to go forward, and that's the one thing they're struggling with at the minute.
Josh Jones with the first time cross. Again, Bowstreet deal with initial pressure.
Because the players are putting in an unbelievable shift to the manager and the teammates. They've been brilliant, but you can't just keep turning the ball over like this when you win it back. Needs to be a plan to see what's ahead of it.
And it's the same pattern over and over again that we've reverted to after the first 10 minutes of the second half, during which Bowstreet seem to be looking a bit more promising going forward. We've got some rugby to show you tomorrow afternoon, 4:05. It's the Ospreys against Glasgow on S4C. Plenty of sports for you to watch on S4C this weekend. Whatever shape of the ball you prefer.
I think both should be really happy, and they also got to think about, like, Flint's players. Obviously they'll be much fitter, but this will be a grass pitch that Flint lads aren't used to playing on. It'll be energy sapping, just like what's left in their legs for the last 25 minutes. Can Bowstreet get a few opportunities?
As it stands, all they need is that one opportunity, Bowstreet. They're only a goal behind. But again, they lose the ball in midfield. Ben Wynn finds Josh Jones. Jones has his cross blocked. Ball comes back to him. Phillips, little pass inside. It's a good idea by Canavan. Trying to give the ball back to Phillips to get another chance for number 21. Finds Josh Jones this time. Once again, the cross is blocked. Ben Wynn. A little nutmeg in the middle of the pitch. So another projectile incoming. No. Phillips hears me and changes his mind. Canavan with a cross. And Harry Owen got up and got his head to it. Not the best header. Long punts down the field. Rhys Hughes nearly stole possession.
Just wondering what's Bowstreet's plan here. What subs have they got in their locker to try and change just to get an extra body in midfield or higher up the pitch? Because they've got chances from this. It's just the second balls in the final third that they're struggling with to get contact on, to keep the ball in there.
I've got a couple of strikers on the bench. Back to that in a second, because Flint are coming forward now. Canavan. Isaac Lee behind him. Jack Thorne, the substitutes, back to Lee. Canavan thinks about cutting inside. Lee. Little pass back to Canavan. Canavan with a shot! It moved in the air! And it isn't clear yet! Still not away, and eventually it's smashed in by Elliot Reeves. With Lewis James, the goalkeeper, lying flat in his goal. No real celebrations by Elliot Reeves, but the goal will count. And halfway through the second half, the Silkmen have some breathing space. We'll see it again. Good shot in the first place by Canavan. And then Lewis James battled hard. Was it a foul there, John?
No, I don't think so. I think it's moving, and he's done well to do with the first ball, but I just think probably got to be a little bit stronger there. I think we've all done it as goalkeepers. You feel a bit of contact and you kind of line the floor, hoping the referee gives a foul rather than actually being a foul.
And there was an arm up there. And in the past, we have seen free kicks being given for that kind of thing, especially on goalkeepers. And as I mentioned, it seems that more is being let go by referees this season. And that goal might just have ended this one as a contest. Flint making changes now, which maybe reflect that.
Yeah, and it's one thing Flint have scored at key times, and like that sounds a proper cliche to say half-time and sort of 20 minutes to go, but it kills the game off now. They should be able to just see this next 20 minutes out without much issues for them. But I think that's 10-15 minutes of work of moving the ball around and getting the ball into the box.
Ben Willem and Mikey Burke have come on for the visitors. Ben Willem, another one who's on loan from the New Saints for the season, and he actually hasn't played since the 22nd of August, so he's coming on. And then that changes also for the home side. And as you'd expect, they are attacking changes in nature. Josh Crowell has come on for the captain, Garmon Nutting, and Taylor Watts, who's a striker, is the other player who's come on. What's happened here? Was the ball handled outside the area?
Talking of soft free kicks, that's not a foul either on the goalkeeper.
The free kick given the other way, but a foul on Jack Flint. We'll see it again. Hughes Hughes and Taylor Watt, a substitute, just come on his first contribution, just to give the goalkeeper a little kick, but he was going for the ball, in fairness. Did seem a little soft, as John suggested.
I think that the ball was there to be won because they've collided as the ball's gone in, so that he doesn't hold on to the ball, and then he has picked the ball up as it's inside the box. But obviously referee Richard Wright's looked after the Flint goalkeeper there.
Come on.
And it's a big ask now, isn't it, for Bow Street after that second goal. With 20 minutes to go, they might as well go for it now. Nothing to lose. The goalkeeper none the worse after that second goal, by the way. Lewis James back on his feet between the sticks. Nothing bruised, except maybe his ego. Phillips. It's the ball forward on the right channel. Ben Hughes was offside. So it looks, at this point at least, that Flint are going to avoid the proverbial banana skin. 2 up with less than 20 minutes to go. It's unlikely now we're going to see a shock here at Bow Street as the visitors prepare to make 2 more changes. Ben Wynn and Ben Hughes, the 2 Bens leaving. George Mayer, who's just returned from injury, is one of the players coming on. And the other is Cameron Ferguson, son of Duncan. I think I'm right in saying won the FA Cup with Everton. Cameron Ferguson making his 7th appearance as a sub for Flint. Still yet to start a game. And Elliot Reeves, as I was saying that, flashed the cross shot right across the face of goal, and he wasn't far away from making it 3.
No, it's good ball in a good area. It just wasn't attacked. Just was 5 or 6 yards behind the ball there. But George Mayer's got involved straight away, and obviously with Cam, obviously we had him last year at Connors Quay, very technical player. Nothing like how his dad played. Obviously he's very technical on his left foot. He can pick in pockets and he can get a strike off his left foot.
George Mayer, the substitute, scored on his last appearance in the Welsh Cup in that game against Bala, which Flint lost on penalties in the 3rd round last season. As I mentioned, he has been struggling with injury since then, George Mayer. Long ball over the top, finds Mayer, the substitute. He goes into the penalty area, hits the ball across, and it's tapped in at the far post by Elliot Reeves. Cameron Ferguson tried to get there, and Elliot Reeves did. He has his 2nd of the afternoon, and that really does put the icing on the cake. It'll be Flint Town United's name in the hat for the 3rd round, as they're now 3 up here against Bow Street.
Yeah, really good ball from George Mayer. He's took that really well. I like that's just a great ball across the box, and it's a tapping is, and that's what Elliot Reeves is really good at. I know Fowler's said a few times that he believes he's the best forward in the league, and you can't argue with him. Within that box, he's a very good finisher. And it's great to see him playing regularly now and keeping himself fit. I think he has struggled with injury issues last year, and it's nice to see him playing fully fit this year. He's a very good player.
5 goals in 2 games now for Elliot Reeves, after scoring a hat-trick last weekend against Llanelli. He has 11 for the season in all competitions now. And he won't score many easier than that one that he just tapped in there. But they all count the same, of course.
Of course, and that's the pattern Flint have been trying to create all whole game, trying to get down the side with cutbacks. And obviously now the gaps are appearing because Bow Street have had to do all that work for the past 74 minutes.
Yeah, the Magpies looking increasingly leg weary now, and you can understand why. As John just explained, they've worked hard this afternoon. Haven't really been rewarded for that work. And they'll need to defend now. It might be a matter of trying to keep the score down for the last quarter of an hour. Flint with the 8th corner of the afternoon. Phillips again. Half cleared. Isaac Lee turns in the penalty area. Ball across. Jack Thorne in the middle of the pitch. Phillips. Patient play by the Silkman. Mikey Burke steps forward and tries his luck. And that was always rising. They do have that luxury now, Flint. The 3-goal cushion. Mikey Burke apologises for being wasteful. I don't think he would have done that if it was still 1-0. And this wasn't over as a contest. Certainly wouldn't have got away with doing that. Would have heard a word or two from Lee Fowler on the bench, I'm sure. Long ball forward again, bounces on awkwardly, but there was an offside against Elliot Reeves this time.
It's harsh with Bow Street. I just hope this doesn't end up for them sort of 5 and 6, because they don't deserve that. See, they've done really well, considering the difference in leagues and the difference in standards. But I just hope for them it doesn't end up 5 and 6.
And on the other hand, of course, I'm sure Lee Fowler will view this as a job well done. He's one of the home players, as you can see, struggling from cramp, having worked hard all afternoon. Gets back on his feet. There's Ryan Evans.
And I'm sure Lee and Steve Evans will both be very pleased just to get in the round. Again, they'll probably be quite disappointed with some of the finishing in the first half, but ultimately the work they did in the first half has then created this last half an hour of the game with the chances they've created, and also tiring Bow Street out. Really professional performance, working the ball side to side on a heavy pitch.
There's James. Hit that ball long. He's trying to find the substitute, Taylor Watts, with the ball. Flew out way beyond him.
One way, Kane, one way. Show him one way.
Bow Street will be looking to take something out of this game, even if it's just a late consolation now.
Let's go. Go, do it. Willie!
Flint happy to pass the ball around at the back. Canavan drop deep. Good little pass. Gets the ball back. Good one-touch football. Moving the ball forward by the visitors. Phillips with a cross. Again, well defended by Callum Ferreira. Another who's worked tirelessly in the defence this afternoon.
Yeah, really good build-up play from Flint there. Now they're enjoying it, popping the ball around. Back three really wide with the narrow midfielders bouncing it round and then finding the 10 through the lines. It's really, really good.
Phillips once again preparing to take the corner. It's a deep one this time. Two Flint players getting in each other's way. There's Jack Thorne and George Mayer. Substitutes. A few later scores for you. Aberystwyth fallen behind against Barry. These are all 2 o'clock kickoffs, by the way. Trey Thomas, Bluebirds lead against Carmarthen. 2 early goals for Penabont against Britain Ferry Llansamwel. For Talbot are ahead in the derby there against Avon Lido. Still goalless between Maud Alexandra and the reigning champions, the New Saints. Ten minutes or so to go here in mid-Wales. On a big day for Bow Street from the Ardal North East League. 3rd tier taking on Flint. Hasn't worked for them, and Flint are looking for a 4th here. Shot blocked, and then somewhat lazy cross really, but it did find Ferguson.
Really good play down the channel there by Mikey Burke. Like I said, now the gaps are appearing. Flint are now starting to be able to work their patterns with ease. This is the first time Bow Street have managed to get forward with numbers here.
Watts, the substitute. Again, aimless pass really in the end. Phillips turns around and decides no point in charging forward. Just starts again. Suspect we might see a lot of this in the last 10 minutes.
No. Next time they're line.
Long ball. Finds Cameron Ferguson. He wins a throw. It's going to be another substitution for the home side, and it's Piers Hughes, who had Bow Street's best chance really in that first half. He's leaving. Harvey Matthews forward, coming on to take his place. A like-for-like change really. Are we going to finish with 2 Stefan Davises on the pitch just to confuse matters? He comes on for Ryan Evans, the midfielder. So as I started to explain earlier on, 2 Stefan Davises, one of them known as Steph Bach. As Jake Phillips launches a fine shot, is dealt with by Lewis James. And then the other Stefan Davis has come on. He's only 16 years old, so he's known as Stefan Bach. So we've got a Stephen Little and a Stephen Little, or a little Stephen Little, shall we say, on the pitch. As I said, he's supposed to make life easier, it does, and it just makes things much more confusing, especially for a commentator like myself. Long ball over the top. Ferguson tries to lob the goalie. Great defending Phenomenal clearance off the line. That was a great effort. I think it was actually George Mayer who lifted the ball over Lewis James. And a phenomenal clearance off the line. Good football all round, and it remains 3-0.
Yeah, brilliant effort from George Mayer there, and also an equally brilliant clearance off the line.
Ball lifted across the field. Nicky Burke with a little touch. So Isaac Lee on the halfway line. And George Mayer must have thought there that he'd scored a great goal. The Bow Street defender had other ideas. Phillips with a header on. Finds Mayer, gets it back. Woolen, the substitute with a deep cross. Too deep. Beyond everyone, even the tall Callum Ferguson. Half a chance for the tired home side to break. They do endeavour to move it forward. And in the end, the ball lost in midfield by Stefan Richards. Third Stefan on the pitch for the home side. At least he has a different surname. So we'll see that chance again. Long ball over the top. George Mayer took one look. That's a great effort. Brilliant defending. We'll see it again. It was Joe Wozencraft who slid in, cleared the ball over his shoulder, kept the score at 3-0. Canavan flashes it wide. Scored from distance last week. DJ Canavan against Llanelli to make it 3-0 in that game. That effort there wasn't quite as sweetly struck as his goal 7 days ago. There he is, Joe Wozencraft. He'll have something to add to his highlights reel from today.
You can see the work they've all put in. You can see the pain on their faces while they're trying to fill their lungs. They've all worked their socks off. They've been brilliant today. And credit to the club and all the fans that have come out to watch.
Richards perseveres down that right flank. Little pass inside to Crawl. Again, no Flint to get it clear. As we go in to the last 5 minutes. A bit more possession now for the home side, and as I say that, Tyler Watts gives it away.
Good, hold it! Hold it! Take him on! Take him on! Take him on! Go on!
Canavan turns on the halfway line. Loose pass back by him. Flints do keep possession. Long ball over the top. Great touch by Elliot Reeves, looking for his hat-trick. Gives it across. And George Mayer couldn't turn it in. Real unselfishness from Elliot Reeves. Maybe should have gone himself.
Yeah, fair play trying to help the young lad get his first goal or a goal for the first team, but I can't believe on a hat-trick that the forwards passed that ball.
You see it again. Could have had his second hat-trick in as many games, Elliot Reeves, but his pass was just behind George Mayer. And then some desperate defending by the Bow Street players in their own 6-yard box. Eventually got the ball away. Foul there, be a free kick for Flint. Taylor Watts knocking Canavan to the ground. Now we're going to see another goal. Couple of minutes left now. Flint looking so comfortable. Bow Street trying to move it forward now. Little ball through. Finds Roberts. Tom Roberts inside. To Harvey Matthews as substitute. He's dispossessed though. And they get the ball back. Perkins. Flint's looking to break. Ball runs out to Ferguson. Ferguson with a cross. Mikey Burke makes room for himself. There is shot straight at Lewis James. Try to sneak it in at the near post. Mikey Burke, see it again. Good work initially. And try to pass it in. Lewis James was equal to it. Isaac Lee. Mayer turns in the centre circle. Let's get out to Jack Thorne, the substitute. A loose ball by him. I'm not saying Flint have quite switched off yet, but they're not as clinical looking as they were 5 or 10 minutes ago. As that pass forward from Jack Thorne there proves. The win goes, free kick rather, goes in Bow Street's favour. Foul by Canavan. Wry smile by him. Steph Davis, the number 9, was going to take the kick, but he leaves it.
Didn't be silly though. Just crawl, just keep an eye.
As Lewis James, the goalkeeper's come all the way out to halfway to take the kick and hit it forward. One last chance, maybe for the home side, just to pick up a consolation goal, to get something out of this afternoon. The kick comes to nothing. Flint break. Lewis. James, the goalkeeper, will have to rush back. A cross. Going to find Cameron Ferguson. And again, Bow Street get it away. As we go into the dying embers of this game, we're in injury time now. Taylor Watts turns. His pass finds Perkins, the substitute. Perkins overran it in the end. Maybe 2 minutes to add on. Flint are looking for one last goal. Ferguson to Phillips. Phillips with a cross. Again, well defended. Canavan inside. Jack Thorne hits it out wide. Mikey Burke with a cross right down the corridor of uncertainty, but no one got a touch on it. And the ball out for a throw-in. John, one last word on this. Is a comfortable victory for Flint in the end, but Bow Street have done themselves pretty proud, haven't they? There, as we see the man of the match, Tom Roberts there, the fullback.
Yeah, Flint have obviously ground them down eventually and then professional performance, got their goals at the key times, but Bow Street have done a phenomenal job. 10-20 seconds away from getting at half-time level, and then who knows how the second half looks off that, but ultimately when the chances have come, Flint have been ruthless and they've took the chances to change the game.
Canavan with a shot. Lewis James once again with a save. The goalkeeper wasn't going to be beaten there. He's made 2 or 3 really fine saves this afternoon, Lewis James, and that was the latest of them.
Yeah, good save, great angle to top the angle on his near post, and a good save with his foot to flick it behind. I'm just delighted for Bow Street. It hasn't ended up a bit of a drubbing, and it still is a respectable score at 3-0.
Flint's 10th corner of the match. Bow Street haven't had one, and that gives you an idea of how the game's gone in general. One last chance for Flint to add the 4th then. Phillips with the corner. And as Mayer jumped and couldn't really get there, Mr. Wright, the referee, brings the cup tie to an end. And 2 goals from Elliot Reeves, the man on his screen there, after Benwyn had put the visitors ahead in the first half. They were enough to secure a 3-0 victory for Flint Town United. And it'll be the Silkmen who will have their names in the draw for the third round. Bow Street will have a day to remember, but it didn't finish as they would have hoped. They'll get to concentrate now on the Ardal North East League, the division they finished second in for the last couple of seasons, and they're on a good run in that, as we said. So there's confirmation. Final score here: Bow Street 0, Flint Town United 3. We'll hand you over now to Dylan, who's with Flint Town United manager Lee Fowler.
Croeso ato ni, ni'n cael cwmni Lee Fowler. Lee, congratulations first of all. Job done today?
Job done, that's all it was. I think this made it a bit difficult for ourselves as well, and credit to Bow Street. They sat in a low block, and sometimes British players or Welsh Premier League players, they don't understand that keeping the ball, waiting for them to pop out. And we were guilty of that first half, I think, and then second half, it was just one-way traffic.
Yeah, just give us an idea how tough these games can be. As we said before the game, you're in a no-win situation in a way.
Yeah, you're in a no-win situation, but the lads were told before in terms of how the game would go, which it did. We knew Bow Street would give everything they got. It's a cup final for them. Just a little bit disappointed first half that we just wasn't patient on the ball, and it could have been a lot easier. And listen, the keeper made some great saves as well, and the effort, the bodies on the line for him. So I was really pleased. Bow Street, they've done really well, and we wish them all the best in their league.
You said before the game as well, you want to get on a bit of a run, get some consistency, 2 wins in a row now. I'm sure little stepping stones, they must help.
Yeah, definitely. It's important. Winning games of football, I always focus on performance, but it's a results-driven business, and it's the next game that we won. It's the first time I think we have gone back-to-back maybe, or maybe the second time. And that was important now, leading into a good week going into the Cardiff Met game and the CV game with you guys.
And the players coming on as well, creating a bit of an impact. Is that good? Nice to see some competition?
Yeah, it was one of them where do you give the squad a little bit more minutes who haven't been playing, but we just thought consistency is key. Obviously Daz and City wasn't here as well with their hamstring injuries, so lads just have to be patient, and when they get in the team they're going to have to take the opportunity, but we went as strong as we could, and I think we showed them as much respect as we could, but ultimately we're in the next rounds, that's all that matters.
Yeah, nice early start, nice early finish. You're in the next round. Lee, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Congrats, see you next week.
See you next
As you
week.
said, congratulations. Yeah. Brilliant. We'll have a chat next week as well. Gawn ni sgwrs arall gyda Lee wythnos nesaf, achos na'r gêm fyw i ni. Flint yn teithio I Met Caerdydd yn y brifddinas. Edrych mlaen yn fawr I weld honna. Fel oedd e'n gweud, dyn nhw wedi cael gymaint o hynny o rediadau tymor yma. Maen nhw ar rediad ar hyn o bryd. Beth am Bow Street felly, reolwr Gwion ap Dafydd yn cadw cwmni ni erbyn hyn. Beth am hynny, Gwion? Plan bod anodd yn y pen draw?
Ie, oedd yn anodd yn diwedd, ond dwi'n mor proud o'r boys. Ni di sefyll fyny nhw, o'n i just un dim I lawr hanner amser. Gathon ni cwpl o cyfleuon, lle ar diwrnod arall bys ni wedi cael gol. Ond dwi'n mor proud o'r boys, ie.
Hanner cyntaf na, chi'n mor gystadleuol, a beth am ildio mor hwyr. Mae rai bod hwnna'n dipyn o ergyd.
Ie, fydda sucker punch yn fel maen nhw'n dweud, yn anffodus. Oedd e yn cystadleuol. O'n i really proud o boys hanner cyntaf. Dyna be o'n i'n dweud, o'n i just yn dweud fatha, just cadw fynd, yr ail hanner, yn amlwg, gyda nhw boys fit a bench fawr efo nhw, ond sucker punch really, just cyn hanner amser. Os oedd wedi mynd dim hanner amser bys yna wedi bod sniff ail hanner, ond not to be.
Fi'n gwybod gael chi gyfle I weld I eto, ond oedd yn un o'r eiliadau na, dim switcho bant, ond gymaint nhw tafliad yn gyflym, un cyffyrddiad, dau cyffyrddiad, yn sydyn mae'n gefn y rhwyddau, dyna falle'r gwahaniaeth?
Dwi'n meddwl dyna'r gwahaniaeth, dyn ni'n haen 3 a maen nhw'n haen 1 am rheswm, felly ni'n dweud o'r boys, mae'r gêm yma'n mynd I bod yn lot gyflymach na wsnothau ni wedi bod yn chwarae yn y gorffennol, ond nathon ni, good of account of ourselves fel maen nhw'n dweud, a dyna pob hwyl I Flint yn y rown nesaf, heiddiannol yn ennill ar y diwedd, ond fel dwi'n dweud, bys y gol wedi bod yn neis eddi, ond dyna ni.
Cysur arall am hynny, wedi cystadlu, ond yn torri trwyddo'r adegau, mae'r goliau bach yn fler hefyd, dyn nhw ddim wedi chwalu chi os yw hwnna'n gysur.
Dyna beth sy'n bach yn rhwystredig hefyd. Cwpl o gols ar diwrnod arall bys ni di delio fy nhw, ond nhw yn cnocio ar y drws yn eitha aml, a mae wedi talu bant efo nhw yn y diwedd. Ynddo fe?
O, diolch yn fawr iawn am eich amser a'r croeso yma heddi. Mae'n bod yn dipyn o blawn a pob lwc gweddill y tymor. Edrych mlaen i ddod nôl yma cyn by hir.
Diolch gobeithio, allan y blwyddyn nesaf.
Bydd ni nôl, briliant, gwylio, diolch yn fawr iawn. A dyma sydd i ddod o ran yr uchaf bwyntiau. Llwyth o gemau penwythnos yma, wrth gwrs. Camerau sgorio o gwmpas ail rownd, Cwpan Cymru. Cwpl o gemau neithiwr. Flint drwodd hefyd, fel sy'n ni bai Conwyn yn mynd drwodd neithiwr. Llanelli di ennill yn erbyn Holford. Gwyneb cyfarwydd gyda ni, Jake Phillips, fan hyn, o'r Flint. Hapus dar fuddugoliaeth da, Jake?
Dan yn diwedd. Ti'n gwybod, da ni wedi paratoi wythnos yma yn drylwyr. Oeddwn ni'n gwybod be oedd yn mynd i fod ymlaen ni. Ac y peth mwyaf pwysig wan ydy, da ni yn het, fel maen nhw'n dweud. Ac da ni wedi dechrau wan, rhoi perfformiadau at ei gilydd yn y gyngrair. Di'r canlyniadau ddim wedi bod yna, ond ar ôl canlyniad wrth ystwytha a hwn heddiw, mae gen ni bach o momentum wan i cario ymlaen efo ni am weddill y tymor.
Os mae gêm fel hyn i glwb fel chi yn yr uwchgyngrair, wastad yn mynd i fod yn anodd. Pawb yn edrych, pawb eisiau gweld os yw'r tîm yn gallu baglu. Oedd yn teimlo fel perfformiad proffesiynol?
Ti'n gwybod be, nathon ni cael lot o'r meddiant fel oedden ni'n disgwyl. Da ni wedi creu cyfleon, ond chwarae teg i Bow Street maen nhw wedi gwneud ond gêm anodd iddyn ni. Os ydych chi'n edrych ar goliau ni, dyn nhw ddim yn goliau ffantastig, a dyn nhw'n siŵr bod nhw'n siomedig bod y ffordd maen nhw wedi ildio. Ond fel nes i ddweud, da ni wedi dod yma efo'r nod o ennill y gêm a dyna beth ni wedi gwneud.
Diddorol bod ti'n sôn am cysondeb. Bydd y rheolwr cyn y gêm yn gweud bod e moyn gweld chi'n mynd ar rediad, felly bydd y goliaeth dda wythnos diwetha, fel ti wedi sôn, fi'n gwybod trydydd haen, ond chi wedi ennill eto heb ildio gol. Pa mor bwysig yw'r pethau bach yma?
Ydy'n sicr. Da ni dal yn datblygu fel garfan unwaith eto. Os ydych chi'n edrych ar tymor ni hyd yma, da ni wedi perfformio'n gwych a colli gemau. Da ni wedi perfformio'n siomedig ac ennill. Ac fel mae Fowles, mae'n siŵr wedi dweud, y cysondeb ydy'r gair pwysig. Da ni eisiau dechrau wan roi y perfformiadau yna at ei gilydd am 90 o funudau yn bob gêm. Ac mae o'n gwybod wedyn, os da ni'n perfformio fel da ni'n gallu, da ni'n gallu rhoi gêm dda i bawb yn y gyngrair. Ac mae'r gyngrair yn gystadleuol unwaith eto tymor yma. Ac y nod ydy wan adeiladu ar y perfformiad a canlyniad yma heddiw.
Jake, diolch am ysgwrs. Diolch ti wythnos nesaf. Gêm arall, y Flint yn fyw yn ebyn Met Caerdydd wythnos nesaf. Diolch yn fawr iawn i Jake am fod gyda ni. A diolch am eich cwmni chi hefyd. Mae wedi bod yn dipyn o blawn fan hyn yn Bow Street. Diolch i'r clwb am y croeso gyda'i llaw. Croeso cynnes, y clwb o'r drydydd haen allan o'r cwpan, ond tipyn mwy i ddod ganddyn nhw. A pob lwc i'r Flint. Cofiwch amdano ni, mwy o gem y fyw i ddod ar sgorio. Wel, ni chi cyn fo hir. Tara.